Righty, everybody. So today we're going to be talking about spiritual wellness. These are not going to be any set of required notes. However, for our first major assignment, this is some good information to have. So you will have a major assignment probably within the next 2 weeks, and it's just important to kind of think about spiritual wellness because it's going to be a little bit of a aspect of that assignment. So this is just kind of good things to think about, good thing information to know. So we'll go ahead and get started. No required notes or anything like that today, but just watch this short little video. Spiritual wellness. It's basically all about finding peace of mind, balance, and purpose. And there are several ways that we can go about doing that, in our everyday life. And that is what spiritual wellness is. Oftentimes it gets tangled up in thinking about, religion or things of that nature, and that can be an aspect of it. But at the end of the day, it's all about finding the peace of mind, balance, and purpose. So, a big component of spiritual wellness is your faith. So, a lot of people, when I ask, what is faith? Once again, this stuff gets tangled up with religion and church and, you know, whether or not you believe that God exists. And rightfully so, that is a big part of spiritual. But faith is all about how you make meaning of your life. And we all have different ways of making meaning of our life. For some of us that is, going to church and, doing good deeds for the Lord. And for others of us it's, spending time out in our community and doing good things for our community. Some of us, we make the best meaning of life by doing what's best for our family or trying to become the best version of ourselves. So at the end of the day, it's like, what do you do that gives your life meaning? And how do you make meaning of that? Because, for some of us, it could take a more, um, I guess you could say, religious route. And so for others of us, it can take a more secular route. It all depends. And how we make meaning is different for everyone. So, increasing your spiritual wellness. Now, I always talk about this as tangible versus intangible. Now, what this means is things that we do that, tangible are things that we can own, that we can touch. So, things like houses and cars and these gifts that we have versus the intangible things that we can't get from physical things, the feelings we can't get from physical things. And a lot of times we look at on kind of like on a scale. So you take like the tangible things in life is like what truly provides you with a sense of peace, with a sense of happiness, with a sense of that you're doing good for the world and balance. And most people often think about that as an intangible thing. When I do something nice from someone else and it makes me feel good inside, those feelings are intangible. Um, and it's one of those things where we talk about spiritual wellness from the standpoint of when we do good things for others, that increases our sense of peace within ourselves. It gives us a sense of community with others. And on top of that, it once again increases those intangible gifts. So, as we constantly do things that bring us peace of mind, that bring us these intangible feelings, this is also synonymous with increasing our spiritual wellness. So just keep that in mind is that, spiritual wellness isn't so much associated with the idea of tangible things in bringing us that sense of meaning. So, another way that we do have with increasing the spiritual wellness is meditating and reflecting, sitting there and thinking about taking time to unplug and thinking about your life, what you want to do, how you make meaning of it, and how you can bring more meaning to it. Next is developing appreciation, whether that is for, our current situation. Some of us look at what has happened in the past year and so, and we're just like, oh, well, this is terrible. But, in some cases, we have people who develop their spiritual wellness by developing appreciation for something good that may have come out of it. Because some people see the silver lining in all that has happened, and they say, well, you know what, maybe there is something, good to be seen in all this bad. Or, for example, you develop appreciation for your situation in life, or you develop appreciation for other people and what they've done for you. Another one is doing kind deeds. This is always good because what's it good? It brings back those intangible. It brings back those intangible feelings of satisfaction and knowing that you did something good for someone else. And a lot of times those feelings cannot be replicated in physical things. And then lastly, exploring your faith, thinking about how you make the most of your life and how you bring about the most meaning of your life. Whether that is, for example, having your faith in a higher being, where you feel that by serving a higher being, you feel that you're developing your faith that way, or whether you develop your faith in humanity by serving by serving the human race and doing good things for the human race, or whether you ultimately take a more introspective approach and develop faith within yourself and your own capabilities by constantly making improvements to yourself. Like I said, faith is how you make the most meaning out of your life, and that looks different for everyone. And it can take a more religious and spiritual route, but it doesn't always have to. So, what we're going to be doing today is you guys have a spiritual wellness choice board. So, just as we had the environmental correction, just as we had the other choice board, just as we had the other choice board, you will look and there will be a plethora of different activities. You're going to pick a certain number of them and you're going to do them. You have 2 days to complete them, and all I'm going to ask is that you make sure that you do them completely. Some of you in the occupational wellness, you did one, and unfortunately that knocked out your ability to earn full credit, or you did two, but you didn't do one of them all the way, so you didn't get all the full credit. So just want to make sure that you're using this time to complete the spiritual wellness choice board. Think a lot about, how you're making meaning of your life and how you're developing that sense of balance and peace and harmony within yourself and within the areas around you and within your life overall. So hang on to these notes. I've went ahead and I'm going to place this PowerPoint in another page section of Canvas, so that way you have it just for your reference. So when we do the major assignment in a couple of weeks, you guys will have these notes to look back on. But continue working, and I will see you guys tomorrow.